where are we at today? I mean, we have vicious programs. You got Big Pharma, Monsanto. I want to talk about some modern stuff too, Gerald, and tie it in because we are being manipulated as a race. We are facing imminent threat as, I mean, just the general public, from all sorts of everything from fluoride to, genetics to, are we going to be wiped out by our own, our own cousins like?
Well, there's a, and you've probably heard me say this on a couple other shows. Based on the timing in between the zodiac, whenever there's a house change, there's usually a little grace period for the powers that be that were in charge to, I don't know, get their culling to, it's like a vote, and they take time to tally up who belongs to who, and they get to see which one is pursuing light and which one's pursuing dark. It's a really odd kind of judgment that seems to happen, especially when it seems to happen, not every zodiacal house, but it seems to happen, or potentially it does, but it seems to especially happen, or there's a special event that happens when the precession of the equinox goes around a full cycle. So it just so happens we're at that point in time now. So all of a sudden we're approaching a new age of Aquarius, and also we've according to Mayans in 2012 or 2013, depending who you listen to, at winter solstice, we just made a full cycle around the precession of the equinox.
Hmm.
So that was a 26,000 great year cycle. Well, every time that happens, according to the writings that I've read, there's usually an opportunity for a great ascendancy and a great culling at the same time. And I truly believe that's what's happening right now. And I really think, everybody watched the Mayan calendar come and go and didn't really get anything out of it. Well, nothing really happened, it was a false alarm. Well, I don't think so at all. And it has to do with our exposure to energy and the awakening of our consciousness. So those that are paying attention to that and ready to graduate from the Earth simulator get an opportunity at that point. So, so as far as these roles that FDA, Big Pharma, and Monsanto are playing, listen, all aspects of the government, especially in the United States, given who landed there and who's in control, there's a negative culling going on, and it's being pushed to the max. So everything you eat, everything you breathe, everything you touch, you're going to be faced with a choice, and some of it's not even free will. This is where I get disturbed, such that you choose wrong and you're going down. You'll end up with cancer. You'll end up with a tumor from some electromagnetic frequency you didn't know about. Who knows?
Sure. Hey, you guys. Krista Clark on behalf of Seventh Planet Broadcasting. Today I have somewhat of a controversial video. Okay, a pretty controversial video. But Gerald was quite controversial himself, and he was a man that wasn't afraid to speak the truth, and if he found something, wasn't afraid to shine light on it. A while ago, a friend that was new to the information about the Anunnaki was asking for a video suggestion. So I suggested a video that Gerald had done with James. It has a broad range of topics and goes over the Anunnaki Council of 12, the original story of how humanity was created, and it also progresses into where we're at today. I thought I should probably watch it as well, so I know what I'm, giving him, because it's been a while. So I watched it, and you guys, I was literally on the floor, like crawling at the walls and falling down in a state of just complete shock and brokenness when I heard what I heard. And before I really couldn't even ask these types of questions. It hurt too much. It was much easier to just accept that Gerald suddenly got a tumor and got cancer and then eventually passed. That was hard enough to process, let alone the thought that maybe he was targeted, that maybe some other force might have gone after him. And he even suggested this to me. One time we were sitting outside and these dragonflies came by and they made sounds like a drone. And if you know what dragonflies are like in nature, they don't make any sound. You can't hear them. It was really weird and it really caught our attention. And he thought maybe a frequency was sent at that point. And we lived excessively healthy lives. We did not drink. We were eating healthy, as best as we could at the time with our knowledge where we were at. We were vegan and we took supplements and we did everything we could to do it right. Could that have played an influence? Perhaps. I'm not gonna say one way or the other. He tried to tell me that he felt like maybe he was being targeted, and I honestly, when you love someone and see them so strong and have to care for them and watch them lose all their abilities and take care of them from head to toe, it is not an easy path, and to see them lose some of their brain functions and their weight and their health, it's I don't wish it on my worst enemy. I don't really even have an enemy, but I don't wish it on anyone. It was hard for me to also process the fact that this didn't have to happen, that maybe he truly was targeted. I'm not sure. I can't say one way or the other, but when I heard this video, when I heard him say out of his very mouth,
such that you choose wrong and you're going down, you'll end up with cancer, you'll end up with a tumor from some electromagnetic frequency you didn't know about. Who knows?
Sure.
The exact thing that happened to him, to say that you could be targeted, that you could have a frequency sent to you, that you could get a tumor, that you could get cancer, and they could take you out. And that's precisely, he had a tumor, he got cancer, and then that was it. And the positive, could it also be that he had completed his mission, he had completed his time here on Earth, and he was needed somewhere else and for ascension? Absolutely. I do think that plays a role. And could it also have been past traumatic accident? He had hit his hip on a cliff at a very high speed, and he had a lot of hard things to deal with his son and traumas. Could it have also been that? Absolutely. I'm not going to say one way or the other what it is. I don't do this to upset anyone. I don't do this to stir the pot. I don't do it to upset the community. I just am sharing what I found. And could it be possible? Yes. Anyways, I love you all. I send you so much love and so much support. I know sometimes maybe I'm quiet on these topics, but they're in my heart, they're in my soul. I absolutely believe in the Anunnaki and Gerald's work, and I will continue to support him and keep him alive to the best of my ability. I have a new book that'll be coming out. It's his autobiography that he wrote. He didn't quite finish it all, so I'm including our love story. So you'll get a whole bunch of insights on his lifestyle and his day-to-day and funny things that he had to go through. I look forward to releasing that, and I look forward to being here for you all to the best of my ability. I will say that I do feel his presence and his guiding hand, for instance, this video, and it's wonderful. I do believe he is an eternal soul. I do believe that we are all eternal beings. I do believe that he lives on and is with not only me, but with all of you. As the Egyptian saying went, may Thoth visit you daily, and may Gerald also visit you daily. And was that energy the same or similar? I believe he was certainly animating it. I send you all my best and a big hug and lots of love and light and compassion and understanding, and may we all live our dreams and do our best to do our missions here on Earth. Namaste.